Hey guys, and I am back. I am so sorry for what happened just before. I sat up there and I taught for 20 minutes straight and didn't even know that the cat had unplugged my volume. So I'm hoping you guys can hear me. If you can hear me, please let me know. So we are starting part two of Awakening the Goddess Within. If you did not watch part one, if you did not get to watch that, I'm telling you, you need to go back. You need to go back and you need to watch part one because you are not going to understand anything that I am saying and anything that I am doing unless you read part one. And if you're watching this live, I need you to say something to me because I don't want to do what I just did, which was teach for 20 damn minutes and nobody was even able to hear me. I don't want to do that no more. But because I love this group so much, I love this family so much, and I wish you guys love and light every day. And I wish that you destroy and bring death and destruction to everything that does not serve you. Breathe in love and light and breathe out death and destruction because you have to prune the garden of you. Now, like I said, if you can hear me, let me know. Let me see a comment. Can you hear me? Sounds good. Yes. Now we ready to get started. Like I said, you need to watch part one because if you didn't watch part one, I ain't gonna be making sense to you. Okay. Now, if you did not know, I am a sixth generation pastor's kid, and although, yeah, I don't claim the set of Christianity. I just got to go ahead and keep it real with y'all. I don't claim that set. Okay, but I do have a retirement card in my back pocket, which means that I can like pull it out and throw it on the table like a spades card and say, "Ha ha." I understand the Bible. I understand Christianity because I really do. I really do. But inside that back pocket, I don't not only have the card of Christianity, I also have the card of Hebrew Israelite. I also have the card of Muslim. I also have the card of being a Hindu. I also have the card of being a Buddhist. I also have the card of being a proselytized Jew. I, as my daddy has said, have always been a spiritual whore. I am a connoisseur of religion. I want to understand what causes people to believe what they believe. And in all of them, I found one thing in common. When you are a person filled with love, I don't care what religious text you pick up, you always gonna find love. And if you are a person that's filled with hate, I don't care what religious text you pick up, you always gonna find hate. Because everything that you read and everything that you see is a reflection of your inner soul. That's what you have to understand. I swear to you, life started making so much more motherfucking sense to me when I started seeing that everything that I was attracting into my life was a reflection of me. So if I wanted to change what I was attracting, all I had to do was change the reflection. I found out that when I didn't respect my own time, I attracted people that didn't respect my goddamn time. When I found out that when I was being cheap, I attracted people that was cheap. I found out that when I was always in my ex-husband's face telling him how wrong he is for not loving a good woman like me, I didn't love myself enough. So how dare I be mad at him? How dare I put a burden on him to fulfill in loving me that I wasn't even able to fulfill for myself? Boy, I tell you, human nature can really be some damn hypocrites. We really, really can. But let's get started since you guys can hear me now, okay? Now let's go to share the screen. I cannot believe I did that, boy. I be fucking up sometimes, but that's okay. Okay. So we stopped at this slide, if I'm not mistaken, okay? And we're talking about the goddess within. Now, listen, if you are a man and you are watching this, y'all done used the word God long enough. Y'all done used that word fucking long enough. We can use the word goddess, and y'all just go ahead and interchange that shit like we had to for all these fucking millennia. And y'all just say, well, she's really saying God. Y'all just go ahead and do that. But today, we using goddess because this is the age of the divine feminine because masculine energy has been, they had the mantle. Y'all had it. We saw what y'all did with it. Now it's time for ether, which is spirit, to get in tune with its feminine nature. And men need to get in tune with their divine feminine energy as well. So I'm saying what I'm saying. We talking about the goddess today, okay? The goddess is wise. and will bring you effortless success. And the reason why I'm using the scripture is because a lot of people that follow me have a Christian type background. They might be disenfranchised from the church. They might be disenchanted, from the church. But I understand why, because I went through that process too. When I first started spiritually awakening, I'm telling y'all, I wanted to fight the pastor and cuss his ass out, but he was my daddy. So yeah. So any which way, okay. So Proverbs 10:21-22, New Life Version. The lips of those who are right with the God within feed many, but fools die for want of understanding. The good that comes from the goddess within, and it makes one rich and adds no sorrow to it. Listen, I have walked the path of what everybody else has told me to do. And I'll be honest, I attained a level of success. I attained a level of financial stability. But I did not attain that part where it says no sorrow with it. It doesn't matter. Even if I was financially stable, I still didn't feel fulfilled. I still felt like something was lacking. And the reason why I felt like something was lacking is because my direction wasn't coming from the goddess within me. My direction was coming from the world. That's where my direction was coming, okay? It is only by connecting with the goddess within that we feel fulfilled. There ain't no other fucking way. There ain't no motherfucking way. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, just put some money in my pocket and I'm going to be good. And I'm telling you right now, that ain't the case. I swear to you, that ain't the case. Money is not going to solve your problems. It's not. It's not, because you are not just flesh. You are ether, you are spirit, you are divine, and it is only by tapping into your own divinity that you can feel free. If you haven't discovered the desires of your heart, you are always going to live like a fucking slave. I don't care how much damn money you got. The goddess is the gateway to universal consciousness, and universal consciousness is unconditional love. When you get to the frequency of unconditional love, when your heart chakra is opened, life is going to change for you. It's going to shift. Let's read from John 10:10. I'm reading from the Message Bible. You can Google it yourself, okay? But Yahshua, y'all say Jesus, I say Yeshua, okay? So Yahshua told this simple story, but they had no idea what he was talking about. People ain't gonna know what the fuck you talking about either. Because they dead. They some zombies. Listen, live words can only be felt and understood by people that are spiritually awakened and they are alive. So you sitting up here, you trying to speak spirit life to people that are dead. They ain't gonna understand you. It's a different frequency. And they sitting up here thinking you crazy, but I'm telling you, you are crazy for talking to them. Y'all ever saw Walking Dead? What it look like? What do we look like trying to communicate to the Walking Dead? They ain't gonna fucking understand. It don't matter even if you talk slow. It don't fucking matter, okay? So he tried again. And he said, I'm going to be explicit this time. He says, I am the gate for the sheep. All those others, they are up to no damn good. Sheep stealers, every one of them. But the sheep didn't listen to them. Why? Because I am the gate. Your divinity is your gate. Anyone who goes through me will be cared for and will freely go in and out and find green pasture. Green pasture represents abundance. Going in and out represents freedom. The thief is only there to steal, to kill, and to destroy. I came so that they can have real and eternal life, more and better than they ever dreamed of. The gate represents the portal to another realm. The gate is also represented by the hymen. Now, men, I know y'all don't have no hymen, not in your vagina, but you got a hymen around your heart. You know that little layer that y'all don't let no woman get to, but when she done poked her little self through it, y'all don't never forget it. That's what I'm talking about right there, okay? Anything that makes you feel empty is not aligned with the goddess within, and your feelings are an indicator of the mood of the goddess. So pay attention to them and don't suppress them. You know, when you go to work and you be like, I can't fucking stand this shit. Like, goddamn, I hate my coworkers. I hate my boss. I'm only here because I'm trying to pay bills. Your feelings, you think that something's wrong and you're just complaining. No. You should be grateful that you have money to pay your bills, but you should also understand that it can't be in alignment because the blessing of the divinity within you maketh rich and addeth no sorrow with it. Let me say it again. Be grateful. Be grateful that you have money to pay your bills. But there is nothing wrong with you also understanding and acknowledging that this ain't an alignment with your divinity. Because if it was, you wouldn't be complaining. You see, when I stopped my day job and I went into life coaching full time, there was no complaining because every day I get up and I absolutely love what the fuck I do. Even on the days when I can't stand it, I still fucking love it. It's like that lover, that you don't care what they do. You don't care. Even when they mad at you, you just want to make up and get it back right. That is how the blessing of divinity within you makes you feel. You got to connect with the divine source that's within you. Let's keep going. The goddess breaks generational curses and heals iniquity. Well, my father used to always say that I was full of iniquity. He says I was twisted just like my mama. And my question to him was like, well, why the fuck you chose her to be my mama then? What's wrong with you? She must have been a reflection of you. But he ain't like me talking like that because, you a child and you're supposed to stay in a child's place or whatever. But iniquity means twisted, okay? And I'm reading from Isaiah 42 and 16. Now, if you want to have an analogy of something that is twisted, look at a rope or look at a gene. Look at a double helix. A double helix is like two snakes wrapped together. Now, when a gene or a double helix is expressing itself in a manner that was not chosen by the divinity within you, it is iniquity. But when a gene is expressing itself in a manner that is chosen by the divinity within you, it is everlasting life. I'm hoping that makes sense to you guys. So Isaiah 42 and 16 says, I will bring the blind by the way that they did not know. That means you're going to have to be comfortable doing some shit that you don't know about. You're going to have to step into the unknown. I know you like your comfort zone, but you're going to stay in hell in your goddamn comfort zone. You're going to have to reach out into the deep. The shallow waters always has the muck and the filth. If you want clarity, you got to go into the deep waters. Yeah, I know it's some damn, dragons and some killer whales and some baby shamus out there, but you're going to be okay, okay? And I will lead them in paths that they have not known. You see, your logical mind already knows every path. See, the God within you, the God that's within you walks by faith. They don't walk by logic. And that's why you can't get to the next motherfucking level because you too dependent on your logical mind. And the logical mind don't make sense to faith. It just does not. And faith don't make sense to the logical mind. But the two actually represent the yin and yang of life if you understand how they work. You see, first, you use faith to understand the desires of your heart. And then once you understand the desires of your heart, you use your logical mind to build that shit. That's how you got to do it, okay? You got to do it in a sequence, okay? So I'm going to lead them in paths that they have not known. I will make darkness light before them. That's what faith does. It makes the things that are dark and it turns it into moonlight. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Why? Because that darkness is going to be turned into light before me. And guess what? I'm also going to make the crooked places straight. The places that were full of iniquity, I'm going to make them goddamn places straight. These things will I do for them, and I won't forsake them. This is your divinity talking to you. That's what it is. Yahshua didn't ask you to lay down your cross and bow down and worship him. I know that's what the church is teaching you, but it's a lie. Now, Yahshua taught, pick up your own motherfucking cross and follow your spirit as I am following mine. That's what Yahshua taught. I don't know what in the hell going on. I don't know what's going on. Psalms 51 and 5, it says, behold, I was shapen in iniquity, and in sin did my mother conceive me. You see, that POW family that you was born into, empaths, I know you think it's not perfect, but I swear to you, this universe is so loving. Oh my God, it's so loving. And the things that you think were meant to harm you, all things work together for your good. And healers study darkness, so they choose to be born into darkness. I'm a healer. My family was the darkness that I chose to be born into. It was the iniquity that I chose to study so I could help make the crooked places straight for other people. Exodus 24 through 6. Thou shalt not make any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water underneath the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor shall you serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. Now, yeah, churches always like to talk about this, but they don't want to talk about how you do this. Let me tell you how you do this. You see, when I was married, the graven image that I was bowing down and worshiping was my husband. Yes, it was. You see, a graven image is anything that causes your spirit to die. Anything. I don't care if it's your job. I don't care if it's your partner. I don't care if it's your husband or your wife. I don't care if it's your kids. I don't care if it's your mama, your daddy. I don't care what it is. If it's causing the ether, the spirit, the divine source within you to perish, it is a graven image, and the divinity in you is going to be jealous of it. And it's going to cause your emotions to rise up and hate that shit. And you're going to be thinking, I shouldn't be complaining. No, those are your emotions trying to tell you something. Visiting the iniquity upon the fathers, upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. You see, when I hated my divinity within, I made my ex-husband my graven image, and I worshiped him, and I gave him everything within me that I had to give. And then I didn't get that in return. Now, little did I know that my children were watching me do this. And I tell you guys, it hurts different when you see your children following your own iniquity and you see how stupid it is. And then you have to bear the brunt because they learned that shit from you. It hurts different when you watch your children being rejected over and over and trying to attain love. Just know that they learned that shit in your household because you didn't know how to love you. You didn't know how to care for you. You didn't know how to put yourself first. And now they out there doing the same thing. And now it has turned into a generational curse. But the divine one in all of us shows mercy unto the thousands that love it and keep their commandments. You see, as an empath, I didn't know the commandments of my own heart because I was so busy talking about love and light, while I was dying on the inside. And good riddance. A lot of that shit in me needed to die. A lot of that shit needed to die. I am so grateful that my life was so miserable that I was finally forced to open up and bloom. See, there can be no new life unless there is death. Death and life are two sides of the same coin. Let's keep going. The goddess within you holds the key to unlocking your heart's desires because only the God within you knows your heart's desires. It is only the goddess that can turn your hell into a heaven. The goddess sees with the third eye and stays connected to the spirit world where there is no sense of time. You see, Einstein said that energy is neither created nor destroyed, but it just transformed from one thing to the next. Now, thoughts are energy, right? Thoughts are energy. And one of the things that I do in my conscious creation therapy and my coaching sessions, I dig down deep into a person's subconscious mind and I cause them to bring up the treasures and the desires of their heart. And then I cause them to speak those things out. And a lot of my clients, the things that they would be seeing would be so wonderful to them, they would say it's made up. And I would tell them that's a lie. Because the subconscious mind, ether, spirit, has no sense of time. Humanity is regulated to time, but your spirit and your subconscious is not. And because your spirit and your subconscious does not know time, and because nothing is neither created nor destroyed, then that means that thought, that energy thought that you're thinking exists on some timeline. And all you got to do is jump to that timeline. If you can think it, it is a possibility for you. You can have it. You can fucking have it. But you so busy living in the damn past, thinking about what happened to you when you was 18 months of age. Look, get over that shit and understand that that was part of your healing. It was part of the darkness that you were supposed to study so you can help the collective consciousness upgrade and get on with living your goddamn life. Get on with it. When people call me for coaching, I swear to you, they think that I'm going to be like a traditional therapist, and they think that they're going to lay on a couch and tell me for 18 damn months what happened to them when they was 2. No, I'm not that type of healer. I'm going to tell you how that worked for your good, and then I'm going to say, now let's use it for your benefit and get on with living the life that you want. What? Stop all that studying hell. You done already been studying hell for the last 50 goddamn years. Can you live in heaven for the next 50? Makes perfect sense to me. I decided I had to let go what my mama did. I had to let go what my daddy did because I was making them a graven image, sitting up there letting what they did, me bowing down to that and bowing my divinity down to that. When I decided I don't want to be a slave to my trauma anymore. I don't want to be a slave to my trauma. I shall live and not die. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be an example of women that are walking the same path that I walked. And that's what you should do too. When the goddess awakened within me, I couldn't work a job no more. I couldn't. And I had bills to pay just like everybody else. But the God within me took care of me. Not only did the God within me take care of me, but it caused me to make more money than I ever made in corporate America. Ever. And it brought peace. I never had peace before. Ever. Ever. No, that's a lie. Yes, I did. I had peace when I was 18 years of age, from 18 all the way up into the age of 21, because I was homeless. I was living in a homeless shelter for those years, and I didn't have any cares because the homeless shelter took care of everything. In fact, they had to kick me out the homeless shelter because I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to leave that goddamn peace. And it took me a while to attain that peace again, but this time I attained it by following the divinity within. Let's keep going. So stop being a zombie and humble yourself to the goddess within you. There is no condemnation now for those who live in union with the divine one on the inside. For the law of the spirit, which brings us life, because we are in union with the goddess within, has set us free from the law of sin and death. You want to be free? You got to follow the divine one on the inside of you. He ain't in your grandmama's house. God damn. What the law could not do because the human nature was weak, the divine one on the inside of you did. He condemned sin and human nature by sending his own son, who came with the nature like our sinful nature, to do away with sin. You see, Yahshua was an example. Yahshua was saying, if I could do it, so can you. Yahshua was saying, shit, my mama was a hoe. Joseph ain't even my goddamn daddy. And look how I'm living. I have no cares. If I need money, I got money. If I need food, I got food. If I need resources, I got resources. The spirit always provides, but you get access to that inheritance when you live by the spirit. But when you are living by flesh, you're going to die by the fucking flesh. The law of sin and death leaves your human body and is given power by the condition of your soul. People who live like this are already dead. Let me read that again, because I don't think I must have messed up on a word or something. The law of sin and death leaves with your human body and is given the... that's a typo right there. Okay, yes. The law of sin and death lives within your human body and is given power by the condition of your soul. When your soul is connected and thinking that it is just flesh, it has no power. When your soul starts connecting with its own divinity, it has power. I want you guys to have power. That's what I want. Let me stop this share. I better have did this shit right this goddamn time. Shit. Let me see. Any comments over here? Any comments? Did you guys hear what I said? I'm hoping that you heard what I said, and I'm hoping that I was able to bless you guys tonight, because I love you. I love you, and I want you guys to connect to divine source. I want you guys to turn your hell into a heaven, a tailor-made heaven for you. And I know you can do it because I did it, and I ain't no damn better than you. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.